Another social media influencer, Russell Brand, was one also now faces charges and allegations against him. And you said you know things about him that people shouldn't, or that other people don't. What in particular?
Well, if I said that, then I'm not going to say them here. But I will say for sure that it's extremely coincidental when he started to talk the truth about the vaccine and how pharmaceutical companies operate, that he then got hit with these charges. It's very interesting. I mean, anyone at home who believes these charges when they come out against somebody, let me explain how simple it is. You can attack a pharmaceutical company and say that they're killing people with a vaccine, for example. The pharmaceutical company pays a lot of money of advertising revenue towards X media outlet. So they tell that media outlet, well, we're paying you. You better do a smear piece on this guy. Then they use the media machine, smear piece. They drum up as much hate as possible, especially if they cancel all your social media at the same time. They work together so you can't defend yourself. Then journalists start calling around everyone you've ever known, or they inspire the police to decide to dig into you and call everyone you've ever known. And if they call 2,000 people who you used to know, they try to find a crime. And especially when crimes are so subjective now, especially in the West, right? Emotional coercion. So when police call 2,000 girls or 2,000 men who you used to know across a decade and say, did he ever emotionally coerce you? And they'll say, well, what does that even mean? And the police will say, well, convince you to do something effectively. And she'll be like, well, he asked me nicely to bake him a cupcake. I guess that's emotional coercion. Before you know it, you got a UK extradition warrant, and they're telling you in 2012 you were emotionally coercive. It's all a scam. It's a scam. And anybody who is sitting at home who believes any of these charges, which seem to always appear against powerful men who speak against the system, need their heads checked.
Although the charges aren't exactly about baking cupcakes.
Oh, well, the charges are about a bunch of, again, subjective, garbage things. Emotional coercion, and I don't even know what my charges are. I haven't even been charged, sir. The UK government has not charged me. CPS has not charged me. They've just said in 2011, he told a girl to bake cupcakes.
Regarding Russell Brand, one of the things is that for a long time, you said for a long time, Russell Brand was the establishment of the Matrix himself.
Well, he was part of the mainstream news. Yeah, of course.
So, well, why would they go against him then?
Well, because he stopped being for the mainstream news. He worked for them, and he was all over TV, and he was dancing with all these girls, and he had all these girls around him, and they seemed to very much enjoy his company. And he was famous, and he was on Channel 4, and he was doing Big Brother, and he did all these amazing things. And then he stopped working for the MSM. He stopped, decided to start telling the truth. I believe he found God, and he changed his life, and he sobered up and started telling the truth about certain narratives, and all of a sudden, he's a criminal. Funny. Strange coincidence.
Is all the MSM, the mainstream media, that bad?
I don't think they're that bad. Well, sorry. Let me correct myself. Most of them are. But when you say bad, is a snake bad? Is a tiger bad? When a tiger kills an antelope and rips his throat out, is it bad, or is it just being a tiger? The MSM is just being the MSM. They have their interests, which is either money or a narrative from a government, which they're told to enforce. The BBC is told by the British government what they want the people to believe. They are funded by the British government. If you're not funded by a government, you're funded by advertisers. You follow the money. You do what the money wants you to do. And that's the goal. I don't even see it as bad. I'm just realistic about how the world works. I'm not a fantasist. A tiger is not bad for killing an antelope, and the MSM isn't bad for lying. It's just their job.
So is social media the antidote?
It can be. And it looks like it's doing a pretty good job so far. It's certainly, like I said, lifting some very important veils. But how this ends, I'm not sure, because as the matrix cracks, as governments and as these huge, powerful banking institutions and all these people who control the money lose their ability to blanket control narratives, there's going to be a lashing out. And I feel like we're getting there now with certain legislation being passed. I think Scotland passed one 2 days ago. A lashing out is going to come against people who speak the truth. And a lashing out, I'm a victim of it myself. So it's kind of interesting. We've cornered the tiger of lies. And when you corner a tiger, they get extremely vicious. And we're going to see what happens next.